Everything's sorted. Hello! Welcome to week 3 of ALR Esports Season 8. Big week in the offing up here because, well, a lot to play for. And a lot of teams need to actually get to a position they may be able to actually challenge the likes of NWR. So we'll see how that continues on and see if Aero GT can continue to mount a challenge potentially, or if anyone else can step up in their place. Let's have a look. I'm just putting this into the chat real quick. GT7 driver, GT7 Esports League. One second, I need to sort out the roles. Hello everyone. Beautiful. I love to see that it's become part of the routine. It's a great thing to. It's a great thing, honestly. I love doing it. He's already got it. Well done. Alright, now that's sorted, I can actually put a little bit more focus onto this. I've put in the chat, done those couple of roles. They should be sorted. Ahmed's looked like he's got his sorted. Went round to round 2 comms for Blue. I don't know if you were watching the stream earlier on that I did. I did the first round of the Tier 4 Blue stream this afternoon, actually, for Canada. I said in that stream the aim is going to be doing the Nordschleife one on Tuesday after my advocacy mark, but I'll see how well that played out. Hoping to then be fully up to date by the end of the week. But yeah. I thought we don't have to wait. Beautiful. Beautiful indeed. Alright. Let's have a look at what we're dealing with today then. So, as per normal, the top 5 in the championship are in Lobby A. Top 5 teams in the championship are in Lobby A for qualifying. Those 5 teams you can see on the screen at the moment are Aero GT, coming off one hell of a week last week actually. Over and Lemon Squeezy almost usurping Moo for a second there, but they came up ever so slightly short in the end. They're going to be joined with Astro again, so Forsberg trying to push his way back into Lobby A after a disappointing week last week. So they look to try and mount a charge toward the front. Liv Racing Karen have a Citroen, then Zani, Geachlam in the GTR 18. There's a third one as well. I don't know if he's currently in the lobby though. We'll wait and see. I think they're going to be sorting that later as they go along. We've got ITM, who is Monster Cat in the M6, Ben in the M6, and Bottle Sparks in the F-Type in the list delivery for reasons that they have explained to me that it might be a crime to not have a list delivery on a Jaguar. so we'll just leave him be. I know it's a part of the team, so we'll leave him with that. Then we've got Project Platypus, Perry, BX, and Zico, which I think might be Zico's first drive of the season, actually, driving in the 18. Oh no, Zico also drove in Lago Maggiore week 1. I swear I'm not losing my mind. And then we've got NWR, who have Jensen. They have Monkis in his Genesis. After last week, could need a little bit of a bounce back. Jensen, who we see in the 13, trying to extend the gap at the top. Imagine making his debut for the team. So we'll see how he can do. He chose the 18, so him and Lewis are going to be ones that aren't in somewhat jokey cards. I think we just had the final person join us that we were waiting on. See in a second. I think it was Cameron that we were waiting on. Yep, he is. There he is. It is Merc AMG 20. Alright. So everyone is in lobby A, so we'll go in a second and just trying to figure out what's going on in NTO's lobby. And then we'll be good to go. So that's lobby C, we're just figuring out. Hope everyone is alright tonight. Really happy you guys elected to choose to spend your Saturday night, or Sunday night rather, with me. Second, sure we've got everything right here. How does one get one too much? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Alright, welcome to everyone just joining us now then. Oh, it looks like NTO is just having a meltdown. Alright, we're good to go. Just gonna put into the chat that saying we're starting soon. We're gonna go at 1. I think everyone's had more than enough time realistically to figure out what they're doing in terms of the downforce, etc. on top of that. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Qualifying for week 3 here. Yeah, GT, hope everyone is enjoying themselves this afternoon. We are off and running into the lobby. Don't forget, for those who aren't aware of what happened last week, the Russian account is Aura's alt. It's Aura. We are aware of it. I don't know why he particularly chose to wear it on his alt, but it is him. In the Citroen. Who's got on the track first then? It looked like Zico was out first. Monkey stayed in for a little while, so it's Bottle Sparks after that on the track than BX. I want to know what Project Platypus can do, because always in and thereabouts within the top 3-ish, and not really, since Season 3 anyway, had the real chops to win a championship. So figure it out. You can fit. Oh, the round 2 for this one. Yeah, it's the round 2 on this one for Esports is just going to be a thing. But I think he talked about round 2, the one I was doing earlier. But yeah, the Esports round 2 ones on this channel already. They should be in a little playlist actually. I think Jack's, if he hadn't put them into a playlist already, just tag Lix and Jack in the Discord and he will sort it out. He's the one that usually does the playlist and everything for people to deal with on the YouTube channel. So yeah, if it's not sorted, blame him. Definitely isn't anything. But yeah, either way, let's go. Right, so we're on our first flying lap of the night here then. Zico with the first one over the line. BX after that, got a couple of guys just backed off on their original laps, and we have a bunch of guys that apparently don't like giving the idea of giving each other space. I had a lot of parked up cars there, just not really giving each other a lot of room in the middle, in the first sector, that's a certain, especially in that final corner. You got 3 or 4 cars parked up on each other. And that could turn into a disaster very quickly. Wait and see what Zeke can do. 33.5 there. So that's the benchmark then. 33.5 is the benchmark on the first lap. The first sector of the first lap here with Zico. Paul currently trying to get himself on provisional pole. He'll be the one that sends the benchmark, but we'll see if anyone can go beat it. I think, to be honest with you, Jensen's the one that realistically needs to be beaten, that needs to be stopped if other teams want to try and close that gap in the lead this week. There is a massive opportunity for a team like Aero GT, if they can get Forsberg into Lobby A, if they can get Aura into Lobby A, and if they can get Anonymous in as well, to put something special together this week. We could then have a title fight if that ends up being the case. Here comes Tika to the line, 38, 39, 39.9 to start with then. DX, I think, would have been the next one over the line, but over that, he's gone back to the pits already. Here comes Aura, 35, 36, 36.4 then. There's a far better benchmark to deal with. Ben, 37.5, so 36.4 the first one up. Bottle Sparks, 37.4, an entire second down. Anonymous, 37.5. Forsberg, 36.6, so it's a good start for Aero GT. Zani on to 37.3, so that's Ruben there as well. 36.8 for Monkis, 37.0 for Maggi, and 36.6 for Jensen. So advantage Aero GT to start then. Definitely advantage Aero GT in the first round, in the first one here. 36.4 in the Citroen. You get acting like the Citroen is not a good car. I don't understand where this hate for the Citroen has come from. 36.4 is really good, but I don't understand where the hate for the Citroen's coming from. We got Jensen on the track at the moment. So he's currently 2 tenths to the second down on Aura. He's currently half a tenth up as well on his lap. Usually the Citroen is not great on the curb. This track, I don't really think this track is too dependent on the curbs, to be completely honest with you. 37.0 for Zico there puts him into 5th. The thing is, I don't think this track is too dependent on the curb. Maybe around the dash chicane area, it would probably become a bit more sketchy. But most of this track is dealing with the actual slide on the rear of the car. The Citroen suffers with understeer rather than oversteer. And if you can take that out with the downforce, you shouldn't be too problematic, if I'm completely honest with you. That's the 36.2 for Jensen. And there you go, that's more like it. That's more like it. That's more what we expected from the NWR boys. Yeah, the death chicane is there. That's the only problem. That's the only part of the track where the curbs are going to be a bit of an issue. That you are right with. Obviously, the death chicane is the most important part of this track. I'm not disputing that by any means. But as long as you get the death chicane right, you don't necessarily have to be quick for it. You just have to get it right. Easier said than done, and I'm really happy I'm in the comms box so I don't have to do it repeatedly. An entire video on the ALR, on Vikings channel, sorry, rather, that displays people in the Monday League trying to attempt this this exact challenge and not doing too well in it. There's BX at 36.5. On to third place then. So the top three all has one different team in it. Don't forget that each of the other 10 teams are in separate lobbies right now, trying to do their qualifying as well. They're trying to figure out a way to put themselves in a position to potentially steal a place off someone in this lobby. Usually do have an eye or two out on those other lobbies. Jensen in, Monkus in, Zanny in. Obviously, Aura isn't on a lap just yet. Astro is out at this point in time. Yeah, I can show the back in a second. Astro not really doing much there. Aura's about to set on to his lap here. No, that's Anonymous heading out of the pits just in front of 37-0 for Anken. We'll actually go to the back of the lobby now. Perry just setting his first lap. That's not a representative time. Cameron up 4/10 of a second at the moment. That will bring him in and around where Bottle Sparks is. If he can manage to put something together. That looked a little bit sketchy, but he kept it together nonetheless through the death chicane. Playing with fire a little bit here now is Cameron. But up the hill and the final corner is Merc 20. BX into the pits he goes. Cameron now going to set his lap. Is it going to be better than what Bottle did? 37-4, and he did beat Bottle, and he did beat Monster Cat. But he did. So he gained 2 places in that one. We got Bottle on the 37-4, 6-2, 2/100th of a second slower than Monster Cat right now. So actually, see, he's just about to come up to a point here. 3/10 of a second up. That will take him up at least 3 positions you can see on the screen. Won't take him anywhere near the top 3 in this particular lobby. Don't forget B and C are still... Oh, that's not great from Anken in the background, hitting the wall off the death chicane. But yeah, don't forget there's still 2 other lobbies that can do better times as well and potentially seal up places in the in lobby A. But for now, if you can get yourself into the top 10 lobby A, you're usually... Well, stats usually dictate that you're safe. And Bottle Sparks is going to go to the 37-1, so that will take him into 11th. That brings him about 700th away from Anken in 10th. It does bring him up 3 or 4 places, though. ITM needs to find a little bit more pace, though, if they want to be competitive tonight. 37-4 for Monster Cat brings him up ahead of Cameron, who needs to respond again. Here's the next one to the line, so we will actually take a look and see if he can, in fact, respond to the 2,000, being beat by 2,000th of a second by Monster Cat. If he can get himself into the 36ers, he'll be more than safe. I reckon that cut-off point will easily just be on that 37, maybe 37-1 mark, I reckon. Cameron to the line, 36-8, there you go, up into 5th, that is a good lap, beats Monkus. As well, someone has died in the death chicane, and that is Zico. That is not good news for Zico then. BX next to the line, but he is on an out lap. And I am going to very quickly get ready to put my keyboard in. We continue on. BX currently may have just finished. We may have actually just finished qualifying, so we're going to go a little bit further toward the back here then. So who's going to cross the line? That's a really good lap from Cameron. Then in hindsight, Astro to the line next. 36-9, not improving. Bottle Sparks after that. Not an improvement at all there either. Monkiss up in a second. Jensen, not improving. Maggi did a 36.9. Aura only good enough for 36.4. I think Montecat just did a 36.9. Or Anonymous to the line is not improving. Have we got anyone else on the track still? We do. It's Cameron. Last shot for him then, but I think he's already satisfied with his 36.8. He'll take a top 6 from Lobby A, that's a certain. But I think it's going to be, again, a 1-2 for NWR. Maggie not necessarily putting on the same level, but Cameron, not improving, does put Jensen on top. And that'll take it to the end of qualifying. 36.2 for Jensen, 36.3 for Monkiss, 36.4 for Aura. Then you got BX with a 36.5, 36.6 for Astro. All of these guys separated by about a tenth between each other. And then you go a little bit further back to a 36.8 for Cameron. Zanny as well. Live Racing Cameron did a very good qualifying session, 6-7 in Lobby A. Those two separated by 14 thousandths of a second. Maggi 36.928, half a tenth off the back of the two Live Racing cabin drivers. Monster Cat also there as well, thereabout as well. Then you got Anonymous 36. I genuinely do think the marker will be somewhere around that 37.1 mark. That is a very, very heavy situation to be in. I think Perry's gone. Well and truly think Perry's gone. He's going to struggle with that kind of time. I'll tell you that much. He's going to struggle heavily with that kind of time. One second. Just tagging BX, see if he's got the lobby results. Well, not. I need to send him. Someone just mentioned something there from potentially from Lobby B's side of things. Let's see how it's going to play out then. Let's have a look. Looks like it just got Lobby C set to... Yep, Lobby C was sent. So 36.4 for Auto. Huh? What? Where the hell did Auto come from? We've got two Queen's Head driver in Lobby A. What? Auto did a 36.4, Sam 46.5. To put it in perspective, that puts them either side of BX. Actually, that puts Auto ahead of Aura. That's a sentence. A sentence I don't think I should ever say again. But oh my god. That is incredible. Next one after that, 37.1. 138 does beat out Bottle Sparks. I don't think that'll be enough realistically to get into this lobby. So it'll take two from Lobby C. That is a definite certainty. Little bit shell-shocked with that kind of line, to be honest with you. Auto. Oh, 36.4. Sam a 36.5. I was not seeing that one coming. We could have put a few things in front of that. I did not see that one coming in whole. Wow. Auto's just been told he's probably going to be in the top 4 with that that lap. Wow, I did not see two of those. That being two of the people we were taking. Alright, let's have a look at this. If we got anything from Lobby B. Yeah, it's 451 for Auto. That's... wow. Right, just waiting for a couple of things going on here. Wait and see how everything plays out. I don't know where the thing from Wack is. I think Wack's just sent it to BX straight up, so we'll wait and see what it actually comes out to be then. BX is currently typing. We have a list. We have a list. Okay, so the top 14 is as, well, the top 50, sorry, is as follows. The cutoff is at the 955, which is absolutely insane. Cutoff is 9:36.955. Jensen's first, Monk is second, Auto third, Aura fourth, Ahmed fifth. All three of them separated by 300ths of a second. BX in sixth, Sam in seventh, Astro in eighth, Syndra in ninth, Cameron in 10th, Ruben in 11th, Alfred in 12th, Maggie in 13th, Monster Cat in 14th, and Anonymous rounds out the top 15. We are getting 5 drivers from outside. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're getting 5 drivers, I think, from outside of the Lobby A. That's absolutely insane. A few people have had absolutely massive qualifying sessions with that. I see someone joining, so I'm just gonna... oh. I was gonna try and wait as much as I could. We're gonna have to put the custom weather on, set by host. Give me a second just to do that. Oh, it's a little bit dreary. I don't think it can actually snow. Not snow, rain around this track. It can in Gardens, but it can't in Seaside, and it's been... It's the most infuriating thing of the game to me. I'm not even exaggerating that. People will be wondering why that the most annoying thing. That it just bewilders me how it can rain at one part of the imaginary track, but not the other part of the imaginary track, I guess. That is definitely not based in the exact same place in the world. From, like, I don't know, by like probably 100 yards away from each other. It bewilders me. We're still waiting on a couple of people. And then we can get going. Looks like someone just made it. Oh, that TNR livery looks really nice. See if we can get these on the track. Let's see if we can get a nice little look at that TNR livery already. Oh, yeah, it does look really nice. It looks even better, actually, outside the picture. Probably look to go with that more often, actually. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Alright. We get the final person, I think we'll be good to go. Looks like we are actually 15, so I will set this grid. Alright, so it's Jensen from Monkiss. So a good start for NWR in qualifying. Picked up an extra couple of points. Someone's going to have to charge them down at some point. There's Auto in the pink for Queen's Head. Not a sentence I thought I'd be saying at any point this season. It's one we're going to have to deal with. And then it's Aura in 4th. Ahmed in 5th. Where is Ahmed? There he is in the 2L Racing colours. Then it's BX after that. After BX is Sam, pink of the Queen Head colours again, show rearing the head early on in 7th. Then it's Astra after that, so I don't have to do anything there. Then it's Syndra on the end of that. And then it's Magi after, oh no it's not, it is Cameron after that. And then it is Zanny, they look to 10th and 11th. Alfred followed that, then it's Magi, then it's Montecat, and then Anonymous. Everyone on the grid separated by 0.7 of a second. The top 15. Alright, we're going to a very quick starting soon up. That way I can take a second or two to figure things out, make sure we're on the right settings before we get going for round 3 here. We have a very intriguing situation that might be about to unfold. I'm very intrigued. Alright, let's have a look. So we've got everything is on as it should be. So, well, Magi is already saying I'm sorry, which is never a good sign. Yeah, Auto, I'm not surprised Wack is in the chat with like Auto. Sam's pulled off a blinder as well, but Jesus Christ, Auto. Let's see what he can do in this race. Let's get going and see what he can, in terms of what he can actually do. Queen's Head has got a massive opportunity today to just pile on a ton of points, especially on the teams around them. Bear in mind, NWR have a commanding lead over Project Platypus and Aero GT in 2nd and 3rd in the championship, so they've got to, well, those two teams have got to find something going in this. They have all 3 for Aero GT in here, so does NWR with 3, with 4, with 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. Who's getting a better start? Look at the Citroen launch. Look at the Citroen launch there for Aura. And he's already got himself out all the way to the front, to the outside of Jensen. He looks for the lead straight away. Aura looking to take it to Jensen off the start. And will take it to Jensen off the start. Crowd him out. Jensen is still there. In the Nissan, it's a good start for both drivers. BX also up there in the Viper. Aura trying to keep himself on the outside. Jensen retake the lead. BX is round. BX is round. And we're going to have to go a little bit here. He's still alive. Oh, he was. And now Sam's collected him. And he is the wrong way again. They go through. Let's have another look at BX's camera angle here. Oh, just lost it. Got tagged by Monkiss and then kept it alive. Still going through the corner. Luckily, it was to his right-hand side, but caught again by Sam on the way through. All of a sudden, we have an absolute mess in the midfield already. Sam up in the 5th, Astra in the 6th. Absolute hell, absolute crazy start. BX drops to the back. Monkeys somehow survived all that. Well, he survived, he's got no damage left either. So all of a sudden, Aura's now left 2v1. When he had the chance that BX may have helped him, or someone of that nature may have got rid of Monkeys potentially, but nope, Aura's now under heavy fire, and he's going to be under heavy fire for a while from that Genesis. He's got a lot to do. I don't really think Aura's got enough to fight him. Here we go, Monkeys on the inside. Monkeys looking to take second back of Aura. Aura not able to defend it. Aura not able to defend it straight away as Monkeys takes that second. Aura's got to struggle. He goes too much over the top of the curb with the Citroen. That does go back to what you guys were saying earlier on, though. Looks like that's going to be a lot to deal with later on. It's soft for both of Monkeys and Jensen, and mediums for Aura. So, again, we are used to the situation where a medium tyre it's usually in a lot of trouble. He's still in third. He is doing a good job of being in third. The 2 cars behind him on soft tyres as well. I wonder why Auto's quality is absolutely insane. I need Auto to save that lap. We continue on. Ahmed's trying to hunt down Aura. Aura's still 2.5 seconds. Again, that dash chicane not really helping him out, especially on the medium tyre. He's struggling on the start. Ahmed to the inside. Ahmed is ahead of him. Ahmed is ahead of him. That is a situation he could not afford to get himself into. He got damage on the front as well. Aura's got damage to his front left. I didn't even pick that up through the dash chicane. Damage to that front left on the exit of the dash chicane, and that's probably where Ahmed got him then. That damage is now wore off, but he is in a lot of trouble. Continue on with Sam there in 5th. It is a good day. Auto is now in 10th. I'm not entirely sure what the hell happened to Auto. I think Auto must have got caught up in the whole BX thing, because he didn't start anywhere near. Well, he did. He started 3rd. I don't think he could start in the slightest by the looks of things. That is never a good sign. Auto down into 10th then off the start of the race. We'll see how that how that'll be affected later on. Then Auto trying to go after Alfred. I don't think he's going to be able to do much about it. He's on the outside though. Alfred on the inside. He's going to try once more. Alfred's going to have that inside line, and a little bit late in the brakes is going to give Alfred a little chance of holding on. Oh, getting overtaken by multiple people. Auto on the inside gets 9th. Cameron on the outside gets 10th. And Alfred just getting done over by multiple drivers at the same time there, same time frame. Auto must have had a bit of a problem on the exit. People all over the place at the moment. So Auto back up in the 9th. Cameron gets Alfred to take back 10th. Sindra's having a little bit of a mess on the exit of the final corner and bring Auto closer to him. We know that Auto's got a lot of pace in his car apparently today. We'll see if he can capitalize on that. So we've got BX trying to fight Alfred now as well. As BX goes to the inside, we'll take a look. Monkeys has taken the lead of the race as well. BX is now ahead of Alfred. BX up into 11th then. Danny in 13th there, Anonymous in 14th. Maggi is having an absolute horror of a time! And again, into the wall he goes. He is not having a fun time. He is DC'd from the race. He left the room. What rage quit? Oh! Well, that's not good news for NWR. I need to double check the rule book. actually, at some point at the end of this race. We have implemented new rules for rage quits across the league this season. I now need to figure out whether or not, or what the punishment for that is, because that is about as rage quit gets. Onkiss very clear of Jensen at the moment. Ahmed is actually hunting Jensen down. Jensen's got damage! Jensen's got damage! The back left! The back left on Jensen's car is in a problem state. Ahmed's gonna go and hunt him down now. Also, Sam in the head of Aura behind. There is a good chance for Sam to try and pick him off. Absolute rage quit. I don't even need to debate that one. Yeah, I don't have to debate that. That Magic definitely rage quit. Unless he can prove otherwise. I think it's I think it's a quali. I think it's quali ban. I think it might be any person on the team can do it, but I'm not entirely sure. That's why I didn't want to say it out loud. Just to make sure I actually get the right information. If there is anyone in here, like Ross or something, watching, can someone tell me the rule in that regard? Anyone got the ability to go have a look at the rules, I guess. We're doing this, and I think that is a problem. Magi for NWR rage quit. Sam in the moment. In fourth, Ahmed is chasing down Jensen, 6/10 of a second, split those two. Astro after that. It's just not what you want. Yeah, no, that's a very, very adequate statement, Mumu. It really is. It really is. It's a really, really rough thing to see. Just stick it out. Oh, that didn't look great for Astro at all. Oof. It's a rough corner. He manages to keep it going, though. Montecat 4 seconds off the back of him, so he got a lot of time to burn. Syndra and BX right there and thereabouts for 8th place. BX obviously having that incident in turn 1. I assume there's probably going to be at least one stewards report off that. Well, not in turn 1, sorry, turn 4. On that one. BX to the inside, trying to get a move done. Trying to get a good enough exit for a move. This could be interesting. Syndra got a lot wider than BX did. BX had the straight line speed of the Viper, though. On the inside, it should be BX's place. It is BX's place. He's up into 8th after the incident on the first lap. Cameron and Auto fighting it out. Cameron trying to take 10th off of Auto. Oh, and he does. That's a brilliant move on the inside. He cut a lot of the curb, but he's made it a stick. I was actually under a massive assumption he was going to lose the car trying that. He has made it stick. Fair play to him. Continue on in this race. Zanny is right behind them, so we'll see how Zanny can do it. So obviously we've lowered our driver down. Magi quit, so he'll get a 15th, and I don't even know if he actually registers any points or anything. We'll see how I need to go and do a little bit of work on that, figuring that out. Anonymous still ahead of Alpha right now as Alpha dropped to the back. Auto right behind Cameron. These two are going to go fighting again in a second. I'll go a little bit further forward as well after the death chicane. Here comes Auto to the inside of Cameron, trying to fight this back then. Don't forget, Auto on the soft qualified in P3. Cameron was, I think, was in P10. Looked like Auto unable to get Cameron here. Montecat currently in 7th, doing a good job for the ITM team. Mora just trying to keep in touch with his teammate now. Now he needs Astro to give him a bit of help. Sam is 2 seconds up the road. We'll see if there's going to be anything in this for Astro, anything in this for Aura. They try to hunt down the cars in front. Aura's on the medium tires. No one else has started on the medium tires, remember, so that's how that's going to play out in due course. Everyone that's new to this to the league or just enjoys watching the league content, please don't forget to drop a like and all that stuff. I'll say it now, that way I get it out of the way. For everyone as well, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, if you're new as well, this Discord link is down below if you want to join in. Well, for everyone that's in this chat right now, in the stream right now, we also have a calendar reveal next week after week 4. We're doing the calendar reveal for next season as well. So, a lot happening on the league up in the future. So we've got Astro here just ahead of Aura. Second The second between them at the moment, and Sam 1.9 ahead of Astro in 5th as well. Ahmed 2 seconds clear of the Queen's Head Khan and 1.2 off the back of Jensen. Monkus has a very sizable advantage out in front. I know I do, Jack, but I don't like doing it, admittedly. I think it feels a little bit scummy, other than anything else. But it is what it is. Ahmed still 1.3 off the back of Jensen, just trying to keep himself in tabs with the front two. What do you mean, Jack? The calendar for esports has always been revealed after week 4 of the season prior. Oh, that hasn't changed. We've done that multiple seasons in a row now. It's to give everyone enough time to say yes or no for the following season. I have to do a little bit of recruiting, also do a little bit of social media work, because that needs to be absolutely done. Yeah, 1.7 now between Jensen and Ahmed. Astro 2 seconds off the back of Sam. Aura's still trying to hang with his teammate. Aura's going to have a lot of things to do later on at this stage. He's currently, what, 9.5 seconds off the lead. He'll be on softs for a large majority of the race from when he pits off the first stint. There is a lot of things he's got to do here. A lot of time he's got to make up. If those softs start dropping off, they should do in due course, actually, almost hitting 50% on those tyres. He should start swinging back to Aura on Cameron, and right up onto the back of Syndra now then. Every time I look at Cameron through those corners, through the depth chicane, it doesn't look clean, I'll tell you that much. It's scary more than anything else. The X is very much clear of Syndra as well now, and he's heading towards Montecat up the road. You can see Montecat just turned into the final corner there when the screenshot turned up the hill. Oh, when the camera turned up the hill. Syndra just did his best lap there, 38.0. Currently being charged down quite heavily by Cameron, 4/10 of a second on that last lap. Auto 1.8 seconds off the back in 11th, then it's Danny, then it's Anonymous and Alfred right on the back of the field. Go back to Cameron though, because he is really close to the back of Syndra now, really pushing the air shoe, trying to make Syndra, well, trying to force Syndra into a mistake. We'll see if they're going to be able to do it. I don't really think he's going to be able to do it in this Essa section though, I'll say that much. 3/10 of a second though, he needs to keep himself as close as possible. They head down the hill, go a little bit over the top of the curb, doesn't want to be doing that too often. And then it's Montecat in front of that, and that gap looks a lot smaller down the hill than it did up the hill on the final corner. Tell you that much. Go down toward the depth chicane once more on lap 9 of 39. Cameron just trying to keep himself within overtaking range. Oh, it's not going to happen though! He's got damage to the entirety of his front of the car! Left, right and centre! Bounced off both walls! That is an absolute mess of a depth chicane for Cameron, and Syndra's going to be banking his lucky start, I think. But that one, oh, it's all over the place as well. Damage to his rear. The back bumper and the left tyre have damage for Auto. And that's going to put him all the way to the back now then. Alfred to the inside. Alfred's just going to blow straight past him. Auto to the inside to try and fight this back. He's not going to be too happy with the way this race has gone after qualifying P3. Everything did start well. It's fallen off a cliff for Auto since that point. Aura 9.3. That gap has stayed relatively similar to Monkiss, so I don't think they can complain too much. He's using his teammate for slipstream. He's keeping well within arm's reach of the front four, and I think he's going to be just about starting to catch up sooner rather than later. They bring that back towards about an 8-second gap by the time the pit stops happen, I think. If he can nail a death chicane or two, that is. It looked like that was about as good of a death chicane as he could have hoped for, but he is losing about 0.2 of a second through it. That makes it a lot more interesting then, if he can keep it going. Sam is 1.6 off the front of Astro then. In comes Monkis. So Monkis is off of his first set of tyres, pitted earlier than everyone else. Everyone else gets an extra lap in at the very least. A little bit of an undercut for Monkis. In comes BX as well. Montecat stays out. Syndra stays out. Cameron stays out. Zanny is in. Alfred is in. Anonymous and Auto both stay out as well. Alfred was on mediums as well. So there was two drivers on the medium tyres. One of them is now exiting off that tyre. We'll see if there's going to be anything in that then later on. Ahmed is now 2.6 seconds off the back of Jensen. Not really able to keep that in as he was earlier on, keep that gap inside the second as he was earlier on in this race. Slowly but surely dropping off the back of NWR. Sam 3.3 off the back of that. Now Aura's got ahead of his teammate. Aura's ahead of Astro. A little bit of extra speed now for Aura actually. 1.1 off the back of Jensen. It's about a 2-second advantage for Monkis, I think it was, before the pit stop. I wonder if Aura can cut that down even further. Again, it looks like it's a fairly decent death chicane. And he has kept it roughly about that 8.1 second gap. He is trying to keep within 2 seconds of Sam and try and bring that gap down as much as he can. Don't forget, he's going to come off the medium tyres here, go onto softs. Everyone else has done the opposite. Or is he elected to go to an extra stop? So, let's have a look at what everyone elected to go on to then. An extra set of softs for Monkis. An extra set of softs from BX and, well, actually everyone who pitted on the last lap or so. Auto's got damage again! Oh, that might be close to a 3-second time penalty. I don't know which side of the line he was on. Anonymous was on the mediums as well. And Aura out the pits on onto the soft tyres. So this is going to be the interesting scenario for Aura. How much can he take out of how much can he take out of the NWR boys while he's on the soft tyres? Don't forget, Jensen's just taken the lead of this race off Monkis. Monkis got a 10, I guess, overcut. Just a little bit there by Jensen. Jensen sliding his car on the exit of turn 4. Not a good sign. On turn 5, sorry. To head down the hill off the end of the first sector. Jensen still ahead of Monkis for now. As we go through. Syndra 8 seconds up the road. He's not pit stopped at all up to this point. He's going to struggle a little bit if he's only doing 11 laps and a half a tank. At the same time, he's not really going to be able to... They're not really planning to do one stops, so they're all just going to run their fuel as much as they can. Jensen to the wall! Jensen to the wall! Jensen is in the wall! Oh, that was all wrong! On the death chicane, he never looked like he was ever getting stopped! He is extremely lucky there is a barrier there, a concrete barrier there. Otherwise, he was ending up in the ocean. What on earth was that for a death chicane? Ahmed has got by now as well. Syndra into the pits. That was a calamity of a death chicane for Jensen. Oh, Ahmed, that is a gift. That is a gigantic gift. Wow. I think everyone has made their first pit stop now. Aura has cut the gap to the lead by 1.5 seconds. Nothing wakes you up like that. Oh, that didn't look great for Aura, but that was a shaky corner at the end of the first sector. I'm not entirely sure what possessed him to go so short. undershot. It was a bit too shallow there coming out the corner, going into the corner. I wonder how that's going to affect him. He never looked like stopping, Jensen, to be honest with you. That was incredibly surprising to watch. Also, nice to see that you I can keep you awake if you were falling asleep though. That's nice to see, I guess. Sam. Oh, just about getting away with that. Contact with the wall. That'll give advantage to Aura, then he'll just halve that gap. From 2 seconds to 1. That was no, you're not going to get too many of those, I'll tell you that much. Ahmed has cleared an entire second of Jensen now after all that carnage in the death chicane. And through Auto, his last 2.9 seconds to Anonymous after that. Auto's gone on to the medium tyres, so his allocation is done. Anonymous' allocation was done. Alfred's done his as well, and so has Aura. Anyone go on to the medium tyres in the second stint? Outside of Auto, the answer is no. So that's what we are now looking at for other people during this race. Jensen's closing in on Ahmed very quickly. Aura right on the back of Sam. Sam's in trouble now. Sam is in trouble now. Not only has he got Aura, but he's got Astro there as well. Then the Aero GT boy, they're about to barrel down on him. This is a really bad situation for Sam. Don't forget, Aura's already done his medium tyre run. Sam has not. Aura gets past him early here. Aura's going to have a go at Jensen. Gap currently sits about 3.7 seconds, so that's where Aura's going to try and make most of his time up. He has to get past Sam first. Sam has got to get this right. It looks like he may have got that slightly more right than Aura did. There's Jensen in the background of the shot. Aura tying it all the way to the inside there. That looked pretty good. You can see the fluidity in that apex. He has just cut it down an extra 10th of a second, gets a better exit as well. And now Sam is really under fire. This is going to be a move. This is going to have a chance all written all over this into turn 2. He goes alongside now. He pulls to the inside. Aura to the inside on Sam. Aura should have this done. Will have this done. And Sam never really stood a chance after that final corner. The apex was pretty perfect from Aura. It set him up pretty much perfectly for an overtake. The question for Sam now is how long is he going to get away with Astro behind him? If Astro gets past him early, this is going to turn into a problem. He's going to get, if Astro gets away, gets past him, then the Aero GT are going to start driving away from him. So it's imperative he keeps Astro behind him. I don't know how long he's going to be able to do it for. 5 tenths of a second between him and Aura, 3 tenths of a second between Sam and Astro. For the fight for 5th now, I guess technically fight for 4 overall. Again, this is going to be one of those where Sam needs to nail this death chicane. Oh, he didn't at all. That did not look good. He got damage to the front of the car. Jesus, it's rough. Another clatter on the wall for Sam. And Astro surely saw that. Surely he saw that. If he's seen this should be easy pickings. He should be able to pick him off wherever he wants. Down the one, turn 2. And he's going to go alongside on the exit of turn 1. And Sam not going to fight into turn 2. Astro's ahead of him. Astro is ahead of him. Yeah, that was just a... Well, I don't think the one from Aura was any mistakes on Sam's part. The one against Astro definitely was. Clattered it on the edge to the death chicane. You're going to hand it in place to the Swedish driver if you keep doing that. 3.9 now between Jensen and Aura for 3rd and 4th. Ahmed 7 tenths of a second ahead of Jensen as well. NWR still in control. of everything as we continue on at the moment. Monkeys have a 3-second advantage out front. You see, there you go, Monkeys in the front of the shot as they go through towards Death Chicane now. Let's have a look at Monkeys. We've not shown very much light on him today at all. And he is going to keep things pretty much perfect flowing through there. But GT Ahmed, sorry. Not really having too many issues to the Death Chicane either. Aura's just starting to close the gap down a little bit as he goes along. Sam and Astro fighting it tooth and nail down into the end of the into the corner there. Sorry, it went into the wrong camera angle. It looked like Astro is going to get done by Sam here, or is he? Oh, Sam closes the door. It's a pretty good seal off. That's a set from the German driver, and Astro is going to make the move all over again. That was well done there by Sam. Both of these guys have a long way ahead of the next driver. Sam still ahead of Astro. Astro had no real fight to that. And Sam defending exceptionally well. Out into turn 2, he's still going to have to fight a little bit more. Sam still ahead of Astros. They're pretty much, bumper to rear bumper to front bumper as they go through turn 5, and Sam is going to hang on into the S's. Montecat is 7 tenths ahead of BX. BX is starting to try and find his way back through. Cameron 6 tenths of a second off the back of that is ahead of Sindra now. Alfred in 11th, Danny in 12th, Anonymous in 13th, Forto well and truly tailed off. Monkeys only 3.5 seconds off the in front now. Ahmed is under real fire from Jensen, and this is good news for Monkeys because the more Monkeys, the more these two fight. Oh, Jensen again! Oh, it's a little bit sketchy. It's not getting much better after he absolutely plummeted into the wall earlier on. He'd given everything he earned back on Ahmed, had given it straight to him. Ahmed now has a 1.6 second advantage. Aura is only 2.2 off the back of Jensen. Sam and Astro are well tailed off now of the front 4. And Sam has done a very good job defending on the last lap. See how everything continues to play out. Montecat is going to have to do some defending on BX sooner rather than later. BX looking, not really going for a move, but looking to try and force Montecat into a mistake. As and when he can. Don't forget that Viper is a very strong car in the acceleration department and at the top speed. The only problem for BX is this track is not really either of those. A little bit of the acceleration side, but top speed, not at all. As for at this point, I'm not really sure what the M6 is good at anymore. Oh, it didn't look great there for Montecat. It looked a little bit deep. He is still ahead of BX. BX is slowly but surely eating away at that gap. Either way, it's still 7.5 seconds to the car in front. Astro not being able to get past Sam again either. These two the closest battle on track. BX just needs Montecat to make one mistake on the exit of this Death Chicane. Hitting the wall on the entrance is probably going to do it. It didn't look great for BX on the exit of the Death Chicane at all. It looked much better for the M6. That means Montecat will hang on for just a little while longer. 4 tenths of a second into the final couple of corners on the lap. It looked like a lot better on the exit for Montecat as well. BX is going to have to hang on to try and just pick an opportunity at some point else in this race. Sindra back ahead of Cameron. Cameron not really having... Oh, Cameron's got damage all over the place. Cameron has damage all over the place there. The front of the car, that has got to be Death Chicane again. In the same way he did earlier on. See, that's why Sindra's got by then. Astro's still right behind Sam, and Sam not really willing to give up. Aura is ahead of Jensen. He's ahead of Jensen by some margin. Can we get a good enough angle to see when Aura passed him, or is that... No, we're too late. So, Aura passed Jensen up into the top 3. Interesting start to this one then. Aura 7 seconds off the lead. Not a bad stint for him in the slightest. He's finally onto the soft tyres, actually chunking out of basically everyone on this stint. Ahmed doing a very good job as well for Two Oil Kingdoms, trying to get them some margin of points. It's not been a great season, well, start to the season for them in the slightest. See, here we go, 3.4 for Aura between Ahmed and 1.8 further back to Jensen. Sam still ahead of Astro, though it's not really changing too much. There's going to be a desperate fight for 5th between these two because no one else is anywhere near them on either side. 4.4 to Jensen out in front, which means that if they're going to have any sort of overtaking going forward, they need to rely on potential mistake for NWR. If you are going to get a potential chance to close in on NWR though, having one of their drivers disconnect, well, rage quit, definitely rage quit, it's definitely the best time to try and pick them off, that's for certain. I reckon Aero GT would probably hope an Astro's a little bit closer to Aura at the moment. They are bleeding time to Jensen in 4th. Sam still quite comfortably defending from Astro behind him. There's no real threat to that 5th place at all for Sam at the moment. And Astro trying to go the long way round, not really making too much of a dent. Here we go, Death Chicane. Is there going to be any sort of mistake? It's clean for Astro at the very least. It didn't look too clean for Sam, but he's still opening up the gap rather than losing it. So it looked a lot cleaner from the Swedish point of view, but somehow quicker from the German point of view. We continue on. Astro's still trying to fight it against Sam. Sam's still doing a fantastic job of defending. As Montecat just peering into the background now, still ahead of BX, 6 seconds ahead of BX at that. BX has had a bit of an issue on the lap prior, 19 into the 43.7, so BX has had a bit of an issue, and that'll give Montecat a lot of breathing room. And he looks to try and find for 7th in this race. We'll see if there's going to be any sort of overtaking further back. Doesn't look like it. 6 seconds now the gap between Montecat and BX, so that's going to take a while before that battle resumes. Sam 5.7 off the back of Jensen, just isn't keeping pace at all. Astro is really losing off the back of Sam as well. Over 1.4 in front of Jensen. Those two will fight for 3rd. Ahmed just losing a little bit of time. Was 3.5. It's now 2.9. The gap to the lead now 6.5 for Aura, so that gap has come down quite substantially from the end, from the first pit stop. The real question is, how is he going to be able to bring it down enough in quick enough time that it's going to do enough of enough damage to Monkiss in this one? The problem is, even if it does do enough damage to Monkiss, even a 2nd and a 4th would be enough for NWR to extend this advantage. Because Anonyma at the back isn't really doing much of anything. Ahmed in there as well. 3 seconds now the advantage again to Aura. Aura not really piercing too much into Ahmed's gap. He's kind of doing a little bit of a number into Monkis's gap, but not real, but the rest is staying roughly the same. Astro's still 6/10 of a second off the back of Sam, and he has got to get a move done at some point. Queen's Head Driver has put up a fantastic defense in this one. I'll give him credit where credit is due. We'll see if yeah, Montecat 7.7 off the back of Astro, and 6.1 now for BX on the back of Montecat. So that gap's not shrinking at all. He is gaining just a little bit on Sindra and Cameron though. little bit further back. Anonymous there in 13th needs to find his way past a couple of drivers because he's not really getting much of anything here in the slightest. Astro, for the first time in a long time, is on the wrong side of a second to Sam now. It doesn't look like he's reaching back in anytime soon. He might just dip underneath the second into the final couple of corners here. He actually gained a decent chunk of time. Oh, he gained a few tenths of a second down the exit of the second to last corner, so he is going to keep himself on tap with Sam, but he has got to find something sooner rather than later. Well and truly falling off the back of Jensen now. Between him and Aura have caught 5/10 of a second on Ahmed and 5/10 of a second on Monkis. That gap now 5.5 seconds. Monkis might be in a little bit of trouble here. Trying to hold on to the lead of this race, he might be in a little bit of trouble. Ahmed's starting to cut into the gap a little bit as well. Was 3.5, now 3 seconds. He is struggling. His tires are a lot worse for wear as well. He's going to be pitting this lap and going on to the medium tire to the end. Almost unanimous 2-stop. Very rare we see that. We'll see when we get a couple of pit stops here to spice up a little bit of the action here. 2.6 to the lead now. Monkis has got a little. Monkis is struggling. Monkis is struggling at the end of this stint. Ahmed is closing in. It's 3.6. It's now 2.6. Ahmed is doing a good job of just keeping Monkis in arm's reach. Aura's still got a couple of laps left in him. Jensen's into the pits, came in at the same time with Monkis then. So they've been getting a lot more interesting in. In comes Sam, in comes Astro. Every one of those are going to medium tyres. We know that Ahmed will be at some point as well. Aura will go to another set of softs. BX is into the pits now as well. A lot more fuel than the rest of the group. There's the medium tyres for Monkis. I think he's going to beat Syndra out. There's Jensen, who's not going to be as fortunate. He's going to come out into a little bit of traffic. Monkis has got away with this, because if Syndra came out in front of him, if Syndra knows that Ahmed's in the, in net P2, I guess, it would have been a lot more interesting to see Syndra try and play a little bit of defense, try and hold him up, so Ahmed could have got to the lead. Oh, a little bit slidey there from Monkis. It's not really controlled in any way. Cameron 1.6 off the back of Syndra as well, and you can tell that they have a sizable advantage to Jensen with 6/10 behind Alfred. But Ahmed and Aura still to pit. Same for Montecat and for Syndra as well. And for Cameron, the 5 of the top 6 off the pit. Monkis is going to the end. Monkis will return to the lead of the race. The question is by how much? And we're going to get a good enough answer to it now. In comes Ahmed. In comes Ahmed. Oh, Syndra's at the wall! Syndra's at the wall! Domed it straight on the front right. And through goes Cameron. That is a gift of a place to Cameron. He is not going to complain of that. Position he was having to fight for, Cameron into the pit straight away. A position that Cameron was having to fight for, just handed to him on a silver platter. Not good news for him in the slice. Alfred here with Jensen side by side as they head towards turn 1. Alfred trying to get himself in with Jensen. Not really going to be able to do an awful lot. Jensen just blows straight by and will have Syndra to try and chase down now as well. Oh, Alfred sliding a little bit on the exit of turn 3. A little bit uncomfortable there for Alfred, but he'll take it nonetheless. He's still ahead of Zanny at this point in time. Oh, a little bit of sliding there. The You can hear the sound starting to kick off. Sam and Astro have still not left each other's side. It's mediums for both of those drivers as well. And they continue on in this race. So Auto on the mediums at the moment. Will have to pit again at some point. Monster Cat is 4 seconds ahead of BX. BX on mediums, Monster on mediums. I would expect BX to start closing that gap in. Cameron 6 seconds, off the back of BX. In comes Aura. Then we get a very good idea of how close Aura can be to Monkis, who did a fairly decent dash chicane there, a little bit better than what Ahmed did. You can tell Ahmed was just a little bit too deep on the exit. Ahmed is a long way ahead of Jensen though. Over that 4 second mark to Jensen. He has got within 1.3 of Monkis. He is really giving him a hard time. Don't forget, it is medium tyres for the entire group, apart from Aura, who is coming out the pits now, who won't come out in the lead. He might come out in second. Here comes Ahmed, just about gets by. And Aura is 1.6 seconds off the lead on soft tyres. A tyre advantage the entire way home. I don't think he's going to get much of a better opportunity than this. It is very rare we see a start on the mediums work out. He is in prime position to make it stick. Top three, currently 3 different teams. Ahmed is having arguably one of the best drives we've seen in ALR in a long time, by his standards. Aura just a little bit deep on the exit of the S's there. Getting a little bit nervy when I see the Citroen come over the curbs by a little bit too much, having driven it myself. Or it could have a tendency to absolutely obliterate you if you get that wrong. 2 seconds now, the advantage to the lead. Aura needs to pass Ahmed. Oh, he got damage! He got damage! Aura just clattered the wall! And Monkis, that is gonna be a relief to Monkis. And to Ahmed as well. Aura just clattered the wall on the exit of the dash chicane. He just made his job a lot harder now. We continue on. That is not good news for Aura. 1.4 seconds the advantage now between Ahmed and Aura, and then 1.7 seconds further forward. Aura's got to respond now. Aura has got to respond. Otherwise, we're about to see a little bit of Daytona flashbacks all over again. He is just starting to catch Ahmed up at a fairly decent rate. He's 3.5 seconds clear of Jensen. Jensen a long way clear of the next driver as well, as Sam and Astro have apparently forgotten that they probably shouldn't be conjoined at the hip. They are still on the back of each other. That just hasn't changed. Auto is going to be pitting in due course. BX is now 2.8 seconds off the back of Monster Cat, which is not good news for Monster Cat, because that gap was 4 seconds not that long ago. 8 seconds to Cameron after that. Then it's Alfred who's out ahead of Sindra, who obviously took the absolute whack to the car in the dash chicane not that long ago. And then Anonymous off the back of that. Anonymous had a better day. You would be looking at this as a really good day at the office for Aero GT, and well, Aero GT need Astro to get past Sam. The longer this goes, the less likely it's going to happen. In comes Sunny, as he now heads into his final stop. 6 tenths of a second between these two. Going further forward, it's 2 tenths of a second between Aura and Ahmed, and you can see Monkis in the distance there as well. That gap stands at about 2.2 seconds to the lead of the race. Between him and Ahmed, Aura right at the back of Ahmed. Aura might be going for it now. Aura might be going for it now. On the inside, into the second sector. This would be an impressive overtake if this could stick. Ahmed's not going to let it stick. A little bit of contact, and Well, if you're Ori, you probably saw that one coming. Here we go, Ori again. On the back of Ahmed. He needs to get past Ahmed. Ahmed is absolutely bottlenecking him right now. The problem for Ori is he's catching him straight into the positions in the race on the track that you simply cannot overtake it. That looked good. That looked good. He's got himself a lot closer to Ahmed than he has been in a long time. Especially at this area of the track, the part of the track where the overtakes are likely to happen if you can just get one good exit. And I think that might just be Aura's got one good exit. That would look pretty good. He's 1/10 behind Ahmed now. If he can get past Ahmed, then he has a free shot with 10 laps or so to go at Monkiss. Ahmed's the biggest roadblock in his way right now. And here comes Aura to the inside. At the calf length ahead of Ahmed. Ahmed has no fight into the chicane. Aura is up in a second. Aura up in a second. 2.9 now the advantage. And a clean run now at the lead of the race. The last of the roadblocks have been moved. If he's gonna win, this is his chance. He had one last week. He squandered it with a penalty right at the end, trying to overtake Miru on the final lap. When everything was going his way last week, he got 10 laps. He got a lot more time this time to try and make something stick against Monkiss, who is trying to go 3 for 4 in ALR races. It is 2.5 seconds. The gap is coming down. This should be as easy as it gets for, realistically, the advantage in a much better position than it was at Daytona last week. He obviously doesn't have the help that he had last week from Lemony Squeeze. He has just absolutely blitzed Ahmed quite heavily here. Already cleared the second mark. In 10 laps, he's got to try and catch that. Sam is still ahead of Astro. That has not changed. And I don't think it will change, to be honest with you. We've got to the point where Astro seems to be completely content of not overtaking in any way, shape or form. Like Astro needs, if he can get one good exit, well, I was saying with Ori, if he can get one good exit out of that final corner, then Sam should be set up for a fairly easy overtake. But he hasn't really got it. He hasn't really had any of it, realistically, this entire race since Aura got past him and left him in the dust. He hasn't really had the ability to overtake Sam at all. Now GT can take all the points that they could get right now. An extra couple of points for a fastest lap. They would love that. Extra couple of points for the overtake on Sam here. They would absolutely adore that if they could get it. And it's 0.4 of a second. Astro has been pretty much here the entire time. 1.3 between Montecat and BX, so that gap keeps halving every time we see it. Alfred and Cameron. Alfred is up in the ninth now. Alfred is doing a very good job of this right now. He's actually 0.3 of a second quicker than the last lap than Cameron. So Cameron is just struggling to stay ahead of some of the drivers at the back here. Sindra 2.4 off the back of these two. Then it's Zanny and then Otto, who's actually 8 seconds ahead of Anonymous now. This has not been a good day for Anonymous, I'll tell you that much. Otto probably was expecting a lot more after his qualify. I'll tell you that much. Alfred's starting to drive away from Cameron just a little bit. Montecat not being caught very heavily by BX on this lap in particular. Again, it just requires one good exit for Astro, and he just cannot get it. This man cannot catch an exit right now. You would think, it's been 31 laps, you would think he would have got one exit out of that final corner better than what Sam's got, and he hasn't had one. That's a pretty impressive strike rate of absolutely misfiring on every single time you get to the final corner. He can get close enough to Sam the entire length of the track. As he gets to the final corner, the one bit where the overtake is most likely to happen, he just sells on the overtake straight away. Going further forward, Aura is there with Monkiss now, and this is taking a couple of laps for him to catch up, but he has got all the time in the world. All the time in the world is Aura to catch Monkiss and pass him. This should be about as easy as it gets. Moomin put up a stout defense last week. They ended up winning it in the end. Even if Aura did handicap himself, I don't think Monkiss had the ability in him to do the same in that Genesis. I really don't. Aura's just going to be blitzing by him here, I reckon. On the soft tyre compared to the mediums as well. This is just a case of when, not if. Looks like Aura is really going after Monkiss now. 4 tenths to a second. It's really getting a lot closer. I think this might be the lap Aura picks him. I think this might be the lap that Aura finally gets to him. It was a rough start. Dropped to 9 seconds off the lead, but a couple of decent stints. Well, the second half of the medium stint and the actual soft stint were pretty good. And everything has fallen into place for her. It came out 3 seconds off the lead and now has a real good opportunity. The door's going to open up. One good death chicane and he is in a massive place to try and overtake Monkiss for the lead of this race. How much trust did he have in this Citroen? Oh, he might have a lot more trust because of the damage on the car for Monkiss. And Aura will get it handed to him on a silver platter. Monkiss makes the mistake. Under the pressure, could not hack it, and Aura will just drive on by. And that should seal it. That should seal it. In terms of this race, Monkiss is going to have to do a lot now. A lot to try and hold Aura back. To try and get Aura back to a position where everything's going through, and I don't think he's got the ability to really do it. He's going to struggle now. Sam finally overtaken by Astro. It's taken a while. The problem for Astro is Sam's going to fight this straight back. Astro's going to be under fire straight away. Sam going to the outside. Tries it. Switches it back. Tries underneath again. Can he get it? Will he get it? He's still there. No, he definitely will not. Get it in the end, just about. Astro holding on. Here comes Sam again. Sam hasn't let it go. Sam hasn't let it go at all. He might be alongside here. And they enter onto the S's. And I think Astro just about has enough in the tank to hold on against Sam. Almost drops it on the curb. Here we go to the inside. This could be an interesting decision for Sam. Way Astro broke there, he probably could have put one to the inside, but he decided not to. And neither of them look like they're in any real control of their car. All it takes is one mistake, remember. Oh, Sam's got a better exit. Somehow he didn't take advantage of it though. It looked like Astro was all over the place in that dash chicane. The line looked terribly wrong. I don't think Castro cares. 6 tenths to a second now. And Astro has got himself clear. BX is ahead of Montecat. That's not a very big battle in the slightest anymore. Montecat just getting blitzed past. So BX up in the 7th, Montecat into 8th. Not really much of a challenge there for BX in the slightest in the end. Syndra getting caught. Well, Syndra's catching camera now. We switched to it. Montecat's already been overtaken. Yeah, we just missed it. We're too busy watching the car in front. Cameron actually does drop Syndra just a little bit. So, didn't look too great from Cameron there. As soon as I said he drops him and Syndra a little bit, he makes a glaring error. Massively glaring error there, and he's allowed Syndra back into it. Don't think there's going to be any overtake into the middle sector of the lap. We'll have to go back forward just a little bit. That's fair. Is there going to be anything for Syndra here? Is there going to be anything for him down the hill? Not going to be anything in the death chicane unless there's a bad exit. There's not going to be anything into the hill either. So going a little bit further forward, Sam and Astro, 9 tenths of a second now. Astro had a controlling gap over that now. 1 second. The gap is now over that 1 second mark, so Astro should be safe. Going forward, Ahmed 2.6 off the back of Monkis, and it's actually being chased down by Jensen with about 4 to go. Aura 3 seconds clear at the lead of this race, and Aura just going to skip into the sunshine now as he's just going to drive on, and any sort of, well, as long as he doesn't make any mistake in the death chicane, this is his to lose. I am very intrigued to see if Jensen can catch up though. Yeah, 1.8 seconds off the back of BX. BX is just going to drive away from that now. Syndra ahead of Cameron. Syndra is now ahead of Cameron. Oh, then Cameron just continuously dropping back. Auto is 7 tenths of a second. He's actually been fighting with Zanny as well. As Auto now up into 12th. It's slight silver lining, I guess, for Auto. After what was an excellent qualifying, and the race has been demonstrably bad for him, to be honest with you, in comparison. Anonymous 10 seconds off the back of the grid. Overall, I think that probably means the NWR might still extend the lead on the championship after this. There's 1.5 between Syndra and Cameron now. That's not really going to change. Same for BX and Montecat. 1.5 between Astro and Sam. So all the battles we were just having are just starting to fall away. Monkis is in trouble. Monkis is in a little bit of trouble again. Ahmed has caught him from 2.6 all the way down 8 tenths of a second. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Now we're going to get a 1-2 where NWR doesn't feature in either slot. That would be a first in a long time. Need a statistician on that, but I don't actually remember the last time we had a 1-2 without an NWR car in it. And this is a serious possibility right now. Ahmed is really on the back of Monkis. He is challenging him a little bit more each corner that goes by. One bad exit from a death chicane here, and Monkis is going to be under some heavy fire. Jensen 2.2 seconds off the back of Ahmed as well, so it's not really going too well for Jensen in terms of trying to catch up to the back. Oh, Jensen has made a mistake! Jensen's made a mistake! Yeah, it's not lap 19. Chief, it's not lap 19, I'll tell you that much. There you go, there it is. Oh, he just clobbered the inside. He clipped the inside, clobbered the outside, and that'll do it. The actual replay up this time. Yeah, and he's going to lose a lot of time to Ahmed, but that'll just solidify fourth for him rather than anything else. Not really going to lose anything out of that. Alfred 4.4 off the back of Montecat. If Montecat makes a massive mistake, Alfred could be an opportunity for the top 8. Looking further back! Oh, what the hell is going on here? What the absolute hell is going on here? Auto just gets it so many degrees of wrong, gets himself damage on the end, he's wrong way round, and then that's just that, he just, what the, I don't even know what to say. Just catastrophic failures for both of them. a thing that just happened. That's a certain. Well, Danny's dead. Anonymous gained 1 place. Aero GT aren't complaining, just stealing a couple of points at the end of this race. Auto's in trouble. He needs to find a rhythm again. And yeah, in case of anything you can do, I can do better. He got himself so much damage. Auto's just taking a little bit of a flight. Yeah, Dashike just takes what it can take, I guess. Like, oh, Auto again! Sliding his kind all over the place! Here comes Anonymous on the outside, and Anonymous just drives on by, and it goes from bad to worse for Auto. Back-to-back laps where it's just a mistake he should not be making. Fatigue, well and truly stepping in. That's the only excuse I can give him. Anonymous will take that every day of the week. Gets him an extra couple of places. More points around GT at the end of the day. Puts him a little bit further away from the DNF. Imagine race quit after lap 3 or whatever it was. Here comes Auto on the inside of Anonymous. We've seen this before. They're in the same team on Mondays as well. These two know each other very well. Here comes on Auto looking for a move. Don't forget, I believe they're both on soft. Yeah, but it's fresher softs for Auto on the inside. Auto on the inside now, looking for the place back after a calamitous set of errors in the last couple of laps. Anonymous on the inside is going to have a good run, but unfortunately for him, it's going to run out of line. Going to run out of traction, and Auto is going to close the door. And Auto is up into 12th then. The Austrian driver has got one highlight from his race, I guess. Up the hill. Sindra 1.1 seconds ahead of Cameron. That battle might reignite. Alfred is really closing in on Monster Cat now. He is really trying to put the foot down, trying to force an issue here between the two drivers. The only problem is I think he's going to run out of the time to do it. The gap being 2 seconds here, he's going to run out of time, I reckon. Monkis has got away from Ahmed in the end. Got away in multiple senses of the sentence, because he was riding his luck a little bit there, but we are going to have, provided there isn't a gigantic mistake in the dashicane, a NWR car on the front too. This day is not to belong to NWR in the slightest. This day is well and truly belonged to Aura, and he has had control of this race since this third stint kicked in. Monkis never really stood a chance. It's been a good day for Tura Kingdom as well. Ahmed has had a brilliant day at the office. This day at the office has well and truly been marked by the boys in blue. It has been a while since we've seen NWR not win a race. It happened once last season when FGR beat them to the line. It'll happen at least once this season with Aura to the line here at Dragon Trail to win for Aero GT, and they have finally done it. Aero GT have won an Herald League race and Esports race in Lobby A. Monkis gets second, Ahmed runs over in third, Jensen fourth, Astro is going to get himself over in fifth. They have broken the duck. Aero GT is finally on the board. Sam gets sixth, Astro will get fifth. BX runs over in seventh. Has Monster Cat been caught? I don't think he has. Alfred needed another lap. Another lap probably would have done it. Monster Cat gets 8th. Alfred will get 9th. I reckon TNL will be happy with that. Cameron does get Syndra in the end. Syndra just fell off a cliff realistically in the last lap or so. And Cameron will get himself into the top 10. Syndra will get himself 11th. Anonymous has been overtaken by Auto, as we saw a couple of laps ago. And Auto is going to hang on for 12th after, well, a race he'd like to forget, I reckon. Auto over there in 12th. Phenomenal will get 13th for 3. And that rounds out the 3 Aero GT drivers on what is a big day for them. Not pole, but they do get the fastest lap and the race win. And then Zani will be the last one over the line for the Lids Racing cabin after what looked like a fairly decent result incoming for him, as fallen by the wayside of one gigantic death chicane error. It has finally happened. For the second time in 2 seasons, the NWR have not won the race. It is for the first time in, I think, 4 or 5 seasons since they joined the league and joined the league's esports. The finally come out on top. It has finally happened. Wow. That was a really good thing from Aura as well, because he needed to bounce back after last week. That last week was got to have been heartbreaking last week to lose Daytona in such a manner. But a comeback firing, starting the alternate strat, and get it spot on. That's going to fill him with a lot of confidence going forward. I can tell you that much. I don't think they're not going to stop partying tonight. I'll tell you that much in for Aero GT. But until next time, that will bring us well, to week 4. Next week will be halfway through. Same time, same place, 8 PM UK on the channel. And then if you stay around after the race next week, I will announce the calendar live on stream. And we will go from there. I will also then put a thing out on the on the socials to make sure the socials look like they're actually alive. But yeah, until next time, peace.